top may reach unto heaven.
So they was trying to go into the heavens. Read.
And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Let us make a name, lest we be scattered throughout the face of the earth. So they knew that they had a certain amount of time to try to do this. Okay? Or lest they would be scattered. So they figured that they would try to take down the Most High under the power of Nimrod, to have power in the earth, to take over the earth. And there was an evil spirit behind this man and these nations that were doing this. It was Satan trying to get back to the sides of the north, trying to get back to the place he was hurled from. Read on.
And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded.
So the Lord seen this city they were building. Go ahead.
And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do.
So the true God did not agree with what they were doing. He seen what they were doing and said, listen, if I don't stop them, they will accomplish this thing they're planning to do. So now, you have the true God looking down on the evil of the earth, Satan along with Nimrod making a plan to get into the heavens. Alright? Now, there was an idea pushed amongst them people to be in one agreement and one understanding with Nimrod to get to the heavens. So the true God, the God that people are not calling on, seen it and saw it was evil. Then you had Satan with Nimrod, with all the other nations in total agreement to get into the heavens. Do that sound familiar? Read on.
Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language.
The Lord says, listen, he told the angels, go down and confound their languages. So stop them from communicating. Split their tongues. Go.
That they may not understand one another's speech.
So they cannot understand each other's speech. If they can't communicate, then they can't build. Read.
So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city.
So because they cannot communicate, they couldn't do the building. So they left off with these different languages into their own lands. Now, they had a vibration with them from Satan and this hunter, Nimrod. But when they left into these different planes, and when they went to these different planes, they still had the doctrine and understanding that Nimrod gave them. So the God they was worshiping, they just continued to worship in their own lands. Bring it to 2008. Now you have different names for the same gods, for the same God that they were worshiping under Nimrod. So when you parallel their story, sometimes do it. Look at the history of all religions, and you'll see they have the same storyline, but a different name because the language have changed. But it's the same storyline from the agreement of the nations that were building under Nimrod. The real God did not like what they was doing here, was in disagreement with them. Now, and that's why it's so easy for missionaries when they go from country to convert people to the modern day Christianity, because it was the same religion from ancient Babylon, the same language, the same understanding, just different characters and different languages. Now, that's the physical part of it. The topic of this is, what is God's name? Let's go to the other side of it, the spiritual side. Because Nimrod and the nations would not be able to accomplish such a feat unless they had spiritual backing. Now, this spiritual power or satanic power behind Nimrod promised to be worshipped as God. So you have to examine that. Because what is he? He's a deceiver. He will make you think he's God. So you have to really go into your religion, into the names, to find out if you're following the God of all gods, or if you're following one of the guys that came from ancient Babylon. Let's go into the spirit of it. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. Talking about the spirit of Satan himself. Because he's a spirit. So he would need a physical representation or physical manifestation in the earth to help him, because he's spiritual. So he needed people to work through. The same way he worked through Nimrod in the beginning. Let's get 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, in the 4th verse. Go ahead.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Who exalteth himself above all that is called God. Read.
Or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Showing himself that he is God. And that's the physical manifestation. But there's a spirit that's behind the physical manifestation. Okay? Because Satan promised when he was hurled to be worshipped on this earth as God. To totally taint the Lord's creation and turn the Lord's creation around to follow him. That's his purpose. So he do it in a way where you think you're really dealing with God or the true Christ. He will not come with horns and a tail. How do we know that? Let's go to 2 Corinthians 11 and 14. 2 Corinthians 11 and 14. Read that.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So in order for him to get worshipped as a god, he must appear as nice. He must appear as God, friendly. He can help you. If you need money, prosperity, or whatever, he's here for you. So he's going to come in the spirit of light. Read that again.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Go ahead.
Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works.
Their end shall be according to his works. So if Satan is appearing as an angel of light, the people he would set up to teach about him would come in a lamb's manner. They'll be well respected. They would appear to have the Spirit of God, but really behind they're raven and wolves, ready to take your soul. Let's go to Isaiah the 14th chapter and the 12th verse, showing you the spiritual manifestation of Satan, who was behind Nimrod, who would have the whole world calling him God. And we're going to show it. Let's get Isaiah 14 and read the 12th verse.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
How did you fall, Lucifer? Lucifer was an angel in the heavens, and he was on the mercy seat. And eventually he was hurled during the time of creation. Okay? And when he came down, he made the nations weak. Okay? The nations became weak, and he was able to supplant them and use them for